Hi there, Courtney. This is Laura Kelland-May, and thank you so much for sending me your picture of your equitation, and I would very much like to give you some tips and pointers. It's a great photo. You got about a 3/4 almost profile shot of your riding position. And first of all, I'm just going to comment on you and your riding, and then make a few comments on your horse as well. How does that sound? And then I'll give you some tips and pointers on how you can use some exercises to improve your position. First of all, I really like the way that you have your heels right down. Overall, generally speaking, I like that you're not interfering with the horse. It's overall, generally speaking, a decent position. Your lower leg is in a good position. I'd like to see the weight down into your heel. It looks like you're balancing or almost pivoting onto your knee. So you need to relax the weight down past your knee, past your stirrup, and drop it right down into your heel. So if you want to be a great equitation rider and be safe on your horse and stay on top of your horse, have to have the weight coming all the way down, right down into your heels. So your heels is the first thing that everybody likes to comment on and see when you are riding. The other thing that I noticed is that your entire upper body, from your hips to your shoulders and head, is well in front of your leg. This means that you are pivoting onto your knee, as what we said before, but this means that the weight isn't coming down into your leg, and your weight is on top of the horse's withers, and this makes it difficult for the horse to lift up its front end and go over that jump. So we want to make sure that your shoulders are over top of your knees. And to do that, you need to keep that angle in your hip, but bring your hips over top of the middle of the saddle. And you can see that your hips are on top of the pommel or the front of the saddle. Your hips need to be slipping back towards the seat of the saddle, over the middle of the saddle, so your shoulders come over your knee. And there should be a vertical line, shoulder, knee, toe. That's how far back that you need to bring your shoulders. To keep in balance, you are almost laying on top of the horse's withers, and this puts you off balance with the horse. If he were to trip, stumble, or lose his footing, you would fall forward over front of the horse's shoulders. So keep your shoulders over top of your knees, and so the weight from your body comes down into your stirrup leathers and down into your heel. This will also help with your arms and fingers and hands. Your arms, fingers, and hands, they need to be over top. Your arms need to hang down by your sides, and your hands should be just in front of where that martingale strap is. So your whole body just needs to sit up a little bit more, and your hands will be coming into the position. Love the way you're looking up and looking forward, and that your back is flat. It's a really good position that way, but you just need to stay in balance with your horse. Right now, you're very much in front of your horse's energy. Before we continue on, I just want to comment on this jump. It looks like an oxer jump, but you can see that the ground line is in the middle of the jump, giving the horse a false ground line to jump this fence. This is a dangerous situation, and you should have the ground line, the brown pole that's on the ground, on the vertical face of the approach to the jump. Vertical face to the approach of the jump. You have it in the middle and behind the vertical face of the approach of the jump, giving the horse a false ground line, and this is a dangerous situation. Also looks like the back, you have the back rail lower than the front rail. Also dangerous. So make sure that the oxer is ascending. That means the front rail is lower than the back rail, and that the ground line on your approach is in front of or on the vertical plane on the approach to the jump. If you don't understand that, then send me an email and I'll explain it to you further. Okay, Courtney, I would like to comment on the horses jumping now, and then we will go into a program that we can develop for you to help your horse improve its form over fences, and also for you to help with your equitation over your fences. First of all, I want to comment on the bit. It looks like it's either a Kimberwick bit or possibly a D-ring snaffle. If it's a D-ring snaffle, that's a good choice for you to have. If it's a Kimberwick, I would consider using a D-ring. Kimberwicks can be quite harsh, and horses often protect themselves from pressure on the Kimberwick by curling their neck under and avoiding the contact with the Kimberwick. And it kind of looks like this horse needs to stretch out over his top line and reach down and forward with his nose so that he can use himself properly and bascule correctly over top of the jump. Also, look at the way your noseband is. The noseband looks a little low, and there's a possibility that the horse's lips, the corners of the horse's mouth, could be pinched between the bit, the bars of the bit, and the noseband. I would recommend that you raise up the noseband so it's just about an inch and a half below the cheekbone of the horse. And then if you put the noseband up here, then there is no risk of the corners of the horse's mouth getting pinched with the bit. Your horse has got his forearms up and almost parallel to the ground. We'd like to see them just snap up a little bit more parallel to the ground. He's a little bit loose below the knees, and this could be just when we took the photograph, is just starting to unfold towards the ground. And now he is, to improve his rounding and basculing, one is to get your position and balance with the horse so you're not loading his withers up so much. Keep your seat over top of the saddle, shoulders over top of your knees, straight line shoulder, knee, toe, and bring your hands back towards where the martingale strap is. And also think of changing the bit or using a softer bit such as a D-ring snaffle or other type of snaffle so that he can reach down and forward, or is more likely to reach down and forward to the bridle rather than getting caught in the mouth with the Kimberwick. As far as improving your position and some exercises that you can work on, Courtney, what I usually like to do is work with somebody one-on-one and develop a program that suits their horse and themselves. For you, I would recommend that you ride in 2-point position and keep the weight into your heels with your shoulders over top of your knees, not with your shoulders in front of your knees or weight right in front of the horse's shoulders, but just over top of your knees, like the rising part of a rising trot. This way you would stay in balance with the horse. Also remember to keep your seat in the middle part of the saddle. Riding in 2-point will help this. 2-point or jumping position or your half seat will help you stay in balance with your horse. And remember that your body has to stay calm and stay still as the horse jumps, and the horse will jump and close that angle with you when you're going over top of the fence. Improving your base of support by doing 2-point position and also some work without stirrups will help you develop the strength and balance that you need to stay in balance with your horse. If you'd like to get more information about what type of exercises you can do, please feel free to email me, thistleridge@hotmail.com. And thanks very much for sending in your picture, and I hope things are working out well for you. This is Laura Kelland-May, and you can follow me on my Facebook page, Equestrian Skill Builders, or you can go to my webpage, hunterjudgeusa.com. Thanks very much. Hope to see you soon. Bye.